Ladies and gentlemen, children around the world, boys and girls that love basketball, welcome to another live episode, the Detroit Pistons edition of East Meets West, ladies and gentlemen. That
That's
is your
right.
boy. Wait, let me put it the right way. That's your boy subscribe, and this your boy like right here. We would like for you to like and subscribe, okay? No, this is Mike and your boy Con. How about that? It
That's
got a
right.
ring to it, and it rhymes. So like and
Eventually,
subscribe.
eventually,
Like and
eventually, right? We need a third person for share. Like, subscribe, and share.
well,
So,
yeah. Well, make sure y'all do that first. If you don't do that, then no. If you don't do anything else, if you click away from this, just click like and subscribe. Just do that for us. We love you for it.
appreciate it.
Just trying to be full time.
There you
Um,
go.
but today's news, we got a couple of free agent signings, and yes, this is the Detroit edition. You know, of course, Malik Beasley opened the day, getting
That's
signed by
right.
the Detroit Pistons. Yes, to a 1 year, $8 million contract. And just real quick around the NBA for all you NBA fans, shout out to Bleacher Report on the list because I couldn't find it anywhere else. Caleb Martin signed with the 76ers for a 4 year, $32 million. Interesting signing. Um,
Very.
Devontae Graham was traded to the Hornets from the San Antonio Spurs.
He was then
Uh,
immediately waived.
yes, and was immediately waived.
Yes.
Probably
So
get picked up by the.
going back to what we said last episode or the last two episodes, that is a pure salary dump. Pure salary dump,
Oh
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, hell, we could have did that with a pick. Traded Devontae in the second round. Send that to Detroit. Uh, yeah. Miles Bridges re-signed with the Hornets, whatever.
Mm.
And the Pistons got Simone Fontecchio, 2 years. Thank you, Joe. Joe Lacob. Where am I getting that from? I've been in the
Oh,
Warriors too much.
just.
Trajan Langdon. Thank you for signing Simone Fontecchio to an extension because we needed him. He stretches the floor. He changed everything for us. We'll get into that. And before we even went live, Dario Saric with the
That's
Denver
right.
Nuggets. Yes, on a
That's
two
right.
year, $10.6 million deal. So getting back, the Pistons signed Malik Beasley, and I think I mentioned him in the past. I'm
Oh
not sure.
no, our free agency update one, just like what, 4 days ago, we were talking about him, right?
Yeah.
We were just kind of going down the list of potential free agent shooters
Hmm.
that Trajan Landon might be targeting. And we'll go into if you forgot what we said, kind of like Tobias Harris, we kind of focused more on what he doesn't do well,
Right.
right?
Yeah. And you
As to
said he
why
doesn't play
right?
defense. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Again. Before we hopped on, I tried to not again. It's not that statistics lie. I was just trying to play around with the numbers to see if there was a specific area of defensive efficiency that he's somewhat decent at.
Right.
I'll just spoil it right now. There is none. There's none. But you know me, like I said, glass half full as always. No,
Mine is truly half full. Like, what do you
there you
mean?
go. No, there are reasons why I think Malik Beasley individually, but also in conjunction with the other moves that Trajan Landon has made this offseason. I think there's a lot of reason to be optimistic, and it's okay. Be excited. Be excited. So,
Yeah.
do you have any opening thoughts, or because I kind of had
Well,
a few.
I'll just tap in for everybody that doesn't know about him. Last season he averaged 11.3 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 1.4 assists. But the reason we acquired this man is because he averaged 41% from the 3-point line. And actually on his 2-pointers, he averaged 53%. So his effective field goal percentage is 59%, almost 60%. So I think it's
Really
an
good.
actual plus putting around Cade Cunningham. You know what I mean? Because Cade has been
Exactly.
with well, I would just let me just dig into my Piston fandom and all of the Pistons fans. We've been wanting him to have shooters around him, which is why Simone Fontecchio was such an important extension for me anyway. I'm not sure how many people liked him because I mean, hell, does he play defense? You know what I mean? But with the offensively charged league, I would believe that you need more offense than anything. I mean, we have some defenders in place. We got Osar Thompson, we got Jalen Duran, and we just need to implement like a defensive identity or a defensive plan, I should say, before I say identity. And we can just do that by committee. No man can guard anybody one-on-one anyway. I mean, Asar can fly out of somewhere and block you and grab a rebound, which is why I call him Comet Thompson. Because he's just fast. He's fast as hell. Like, I'm in the league right now with my boys on 2K, and when I get a chance to play my league, and I wish I can trade for him, but they won't even trade him to me. His defensive stats or attributes are so high, you know what I mean? And I just think that's a value for this Pistons team, like him having his defensive acumen, so he can't go anywhere. I know a lot of people want to trade whoever, but anybody that can't go, people are trying to throw Duran out the window. I'm not trading Duran. I'm not trading Asar Thompson. Like, they're young, they're gonna get better. Things take time. You know, if you have a kid, they're not gonna be 18 tomorrow. So slow down. If you buy a new car, it's not gonna have 20,000 miles on it tomorrow.
Better not.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I like this signing. I mean, because now we have a shooting coach. And Fred Vinson, we have, all of our young players still intact. And we just got to get in the gym. And I hope they're actually putting in the work now and early. But what you think about this deal? Because I know, let's get the scouts analysis.
Well, I have a couple thoughts with regards to different perspectives of how we can look at these deals, right? If you look at it, let's just look at all of them, right? Tobias Harris, right? 2 years, $52 million, 26, pretty much even, right?
Yeah.
Malik Beasley, 1 year, $6 million. Fontecchio, 2 years, $16 million, right? And even if you want to, I mean, whatever, right? 17 million short, 17 million expiring, or 16 million expiring for Tim Hardaway Jr.
Right.
Okay. First of all, let's look at it very simplistically. What was Trajan Landon's stated one of his main goals of the offseason?
That's exactly what he
Cade
said.
Cunningham with shooting.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I mean, there are levels to shooting, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, like the popular term these days, fake shooters. It's like, okay, you have a guy who's like willing to kind of shoot threes, and he will only shoot from like one or the two corners, Right. So the percentage may look a little bit pretty, but it's on very low volume.
Yeah.
These are all volume shooters, right? They have each of them have a long body of work suggesting that they can hit these threes at a high clip.
Right.
So, I mean, because going back to what we were talking about last week, it's like, what caliber of shooter, right? You could say like, okay, let's just go down the list of shooting guards or whatever, forwards, shooting wings. But how do you want to do this, right? First of all, from an actual contractual standpoint, right? You can make an argument. Yeah. No, like, Langdon has not made a single bad contract, right? I mean, I know Tobias's number stands out the most, but if you really look at it, compared to his peers, like, so for example, like Miles Bridges, 3 years, 75, no player, no team option, like that. Let's take put aside all the off-court stuff that, frankly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it does kind of influence your opinion of whether you want that kind of,
It does.
But I'm saying, right, like, I mean, I understand. I think everyone would agree that OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges are better than Tobias. But again, are they $25 million per year better than Tobias? That's to be determined. But what we do know is, right, you can move 26 million, right? Yeah. After this year, it's an expiring deal, right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Tobias, like, again, you just said the Denver Nuggets signed Dario Saric. They used the entire taxpayer mid-level exception on Dario. And I'm not saying that's like a waste of money. All I'm saying is they don't have the means to sign higher price free agents.
Yeah.
What they can do, though, is at the deadline, they can trade for guys like a Tobias Harris, Yeah. So then you look at the other guys. I mean, unless, again, something catastrophic happens, like they get injured or, they have some kind of like emotional breakdown where they cannot play basketball, it's like Thunderstruck, right?
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, that's what I knew. I was trying to keep it lighthearted by saying the Thunderstruck movie,
Ben
what I'm
Simmons.
saying? But yes,
Yeah.
yes, where you just kind of forget how to play basketball. But I mean, barring anything like that, Again, right? It's the type of guys you need to fulfill a defined role, and still allows the team to have a lot of optionality, especially too with both the Malik Beasley and the Fontecchio, their agreed upon signings. Depending on how Langdon wants to do it, like for example, Beasley does not have to eat into the available cap space, right? They can use cap space first and then circle back around to Beasley and use the room exception, right?
Oh,
so,
okay.
I mean, you still have, technically, you still have the full 26.5 to play with, because even Fontecchio, you can just decline his qualifying offer, spend the 26.5, then use, right, his bird rights to just bring him back. So technically,
it becomes solidified, cemented win though, like at the beginning of the season.
So I mean, again, it depends on the order of operations, right? If he wants to go out shopping more, or be on the lookout to absorb a 21, let's just say, be conservative, a $21 million like contract, into cap, you do that first, then you circle around, right? Come back to Fontecchio, bring him back via bird rights, right? Then at the end, after you used up all the remaining cap, go back to Beasley and then sign him. See, so I mean, like, you still could go shopping if you want, and that's, again, as Langdon has shown, right, at New Orleans and at Brooklyn. I mean, again, working with Sean Marks and David Griffin, but still, right? I mean, the value of patience, because now especially, I mean, who are you really, overpaying for? You know what I'm saying? And even if there are good players out there, which we'll get to, it's not like other teams can like blow you out of the water, in terms of outbidding you. So, I mean, I think the approach has been really good, is really solid. And again, you're not, unfortunately, right, if you were trying to, again, like, look at mistakes of prior regimes, it's where you kind of end up getting yourself hamstrung, either front loading or back loading contracts. Right? He hasn't done anything like that. Like, I there's no way these guys can ever get to the point where they're Detroit Charlie V or Detroit Ben Gordon.
My God, don't bring
you see what I'm saying? Right? There is
Detroit
no
Josh
like
Smith,
multi-year deal, right?
To
get you into that pickle. So, I mean, in that regard, I think he's done a really fantastic job. Now, again, as for Beasley, this is kind of what we were getting at last episode. It's like, well, actually, let's rewind. After we recorded our Warriors episode, and listeners, if you want to listen to it, I encourage you to, right? Some nice little tidbits there about just all of free agency and a little Klay Thompson farewell. But right after we recorded it, that's when the news broke that the Warriors had agreed to a sign and trade to acquire Buddy Hield, right? A day later,
he would have came to Detroit.
See, that's where I'm getting at. A day later, the news, more details were that actually Buddy was choosing between the Warriors, the Lakers, and the Pistons.
Yeah.
Right. Now, even this morning, another detail was that apparently Langdon was willing to pay him a higher AAV than the Warriors, but only for 1 year, right? To allow him to get flexibility. Well, he ended up signing a 4-year. Technically, it's a fake 4-year deal with the Warriors. Really, it's only a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
Right. But point being is, right, like, again, right, kind of playing with the optionality. And to me, what stuck out about the pursuit of Buddy Hield was it told you the types of players that he was targeting. Because remember, we had this conversation. It's one thing to just trade for Tim Hardaway Jr. And you can say he's very one-dimensional. All he does is like catch and shoot, which I could debate that. But whatever, if that's how you feel about him, you actually got stuff to take him on, and he can help you.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot different.
It's better than passing the ball to Ivey, and everybody's like, is he gonna make it? Hal, I see you commenting. I'm gonna tap in with your comments when we get from this subject too. We're gonna do that type of thing with the fans.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching too, bro. But go ahead. I'll cut you off. Tim Hardaway. It's not like
no. All I'm saying is, right, like, you got like 10 guys, like, remember Tim Hardaway Jr., and then remember we're saying, like, okay, would you like Luke Kennard, right? And I was against it because I'm saying, like, this guy is going to command more. Like, he turned down a $12 million option, right? So I'm assuming he's either looking for more than that in a single year or multiple years, in like the 10 to 12 range. Why?
Right.
Because I'm like, relative to what I think the Pistons need, I think Beasley offers more, right, than guys like Luke Kennard, guys who are likely going to get more than Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
In terms of actually, because you brought up Ivey, and
and he's
think
looking
about it
down
this
at the
way.
phone. He's about to break him down.
Oh no, just this has more to do about Malik Beasley. Let's just think about it too, right? Like, especially Cade, you're a point guard, so part of your success is dependent on how your teammates do. You can make an argument how you do, right? Because you are trying to help facilitate for them, you're trying to elevate them, but still, right? Point guards, people are still bound by like counting stats. He actually averaged 7.5 assists last year, right? 7.5 assists, 3.4 turnovers. Pretty efficient.
Yeah, he's
right?
gonna be a triple, or he's gonna be a double guy. Like, as long as we put the right shooters around him, and he can get the type of, like, I guess JB is gonna have to install a system where he's not getting all those turnovers. Because I noticed Cade just kind of wandering around when certain plays got killed, you know what I mean, or just something didn't go right in the plays, and then he's just trying to force a pass somewhere, and then it would just get turned over. So, because his turnover ratio was high as hell to start the season, you know what I mean, and then as the season went on, he kind of had better games and lower turnovers, and you know what I mean? Like, everybody was just looking at him like, well, you getting 11 turnovers this game, but you still got, you getting 7 turnovers, but you got 11 assists. So what's the difference? You just got a little measly 4 for real. So.
Right. And, and that's what I'm saying, right? In order for him to get to being a double-digit assist guy, you need his teammates, right? You need to actually convert those field goal attempts.
Yeah.
So why do I bring that up? This is actually kind of funny. Last year for the Bucks, Malik Beasley attempted 542 3-pointers on the season.
Yeah.
He made 224 of them, which was, as you said, good for 41.3%. Okay. Right. Get this. Throughout the season, Killian Hayes, Isaiah Livers, Kevin Knox, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Joe Harris, Troy Brown, Chimezi Metu, and Mike Muscala, they actually all combined for 542 threes. Exactly. As a group, they did.
Damn.
Right? So
that's Monty's fault.
Attempts. Well, is it? Because wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. As a group, they attempted the same number of attempts as Beasley did individually. However, as a group, they only made 167 of them. 30.8%. 30.8.
Wow, okay.
So you can tell me, right? And okay, fine. Again, we'll fast forward. Malik Beasley's defensive woes are well documented. I understand that. But again, when you're dealing with free agents, right? Like, especially this part, right? We're like in the second wave of free agency.
Yeah.
They're inevitably going to have some kind of flaws. I mean, shit, right? Like, the tier 1 free agents are going to have flaws. Right. Can you deal with it? And at $6 million, right? Yeah. I think the Pistons can deal with this.
That's low risk, high reward.
Think about it. I mean, like, if these guys are just making like one more 3 per game, can you imagine what like Cade's assist totals? Can you imagine what the Pistons' offensive rating would be?
Cade might get. He might have a lot of 12, 13, hell, 15 assist games for real.
And to be clear,
that's thinking probably too highly, but yeah.
No, I agree with you. I just want to make it clear. It's not like we're just every move that the Pistons make this offseason is with the intent to, hit some kind of statistical benchmark for any one player. No. But I mean, if you're going to, again, Moneyball. Yeah, Moneyball, right? If you are going to win games, you need to score points. Yeah. And in order to score points, you need guys who can convert their field goal attempts. That, I think, is incredibly telling. That's incredibly telling. Now, again, when I broke down his stats, any catch and shoot, right, from any area, he's like above average, if not like elite, in any catch and shoot, right?
Okay.
Beasley.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, dude, yes, You'll find a way to work with this.
Yeah, that's why I said we should sign him on the last episode, the last Pistons update that we did. That we should sign him just specifically because he can shoot. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, again, at the time we weren't sure how the market would materialize because with other guys still available.
Yeah.
Other like guards that were perceived two-way wings, like for example, Caleb Martin, all those other guys.
Yeah.
But
nobody
what I like though
stunt anybody's growth though. You know what I mean? Like Malik doesn't stunt anybody's growth.
I mean, I don't think so. No. I don't think so. I think if anything, I mean, I'm on the record. It's not that I dislike Jaden Ivey or I think he's definitely not a bust. I don't personally believe he has point guard skills. Right. But I also don't think he's good enough shooter to warrant being a full-time 2. Right. Malik
so
Beasley,
what is he?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So then you throw on like the combo guard label. Which it does not have to be pejorative, especially if he's playing alongside the right kind of fellow combo guard. I think Malik Beasley is more of a combo guard than a 2 guard.
Right.
When he was at Florida, right? Yeah. He actually did have more playing time at point, and
really?
if you look back at his Denver days, I mean, like when he came to the NBA, he became more catch and shoot, but think about who he's been playing with, right? Denver, he was alongside Jamal Murray. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jamal Murray and Jokic are inevitably going to be handling the rock a lot more. Just this past season, right? Yeah. The Bucks, he's playing along Dame. He kind of has to be, right? Like in order for them to kind of like, for Dame and Giannis to kind of thrive, he has to be more off ball.
I was going to bring them up too, but go ahead, keep going.
Oh no, I was just going to say, like, I was rewatching some of Beasley's highlights today before we got on for this recording. And like his highlights with the Bucks. It's not just his ability to like attack a closeout. Like if he's like run off the 3-point line, his ability to not just like get to his own sweet spot, but he knows how to draw, like, break down the defense, like off the dribble, and then shift the defense to get then other guys, like to get Dame or to get Giannis into their sweet spot.
Right.
That's the type of guy someone like Ivey needs.
Right.
Because I think Ivey, like I said, like he doesn't see the floor like a point guard.
Right.
Like he can drive and kick. A lot of guys can drive and kick.
He's more headstrong and
exactly
downhill, basically.
Right. Like, and there is a place for that. There's a place for that
right now. Like Hal said, he loses the ball too much too.
Right. No, and again, there is a place for that. But that's what I'm saying. Like a guy like Beasley, it's not even just a reset guy, right? Like he has the ability to somehow get other guys in position to shoot something comfortably, right? Without having the offense stagnate. Because that's too often what happened with the Pistons, right? Especially once they go to the second unit, right? It just starts stagnating, and then it's just, you're hoisting something up with like 2 seconds to go. Right. So for that reason, I think it'd be pretty good.
Okay, so let me chime in with the watchers because they going in.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hal said he's going well so far, and he loved that Ben Gordon reference as well. Ben Gordon, era signings. No thanks at all, bro. Like we were suffering. I told you about the Ivey and from Hal, and also MB Will just said Ivey is only a 2-year player, and that we gave Hayes a larger sample size. So,
right.
What do you think about that when it comes to Ivey? Like Ivey and Killian Hayes and. So is Ivey somebody we should be, trying to keep long term, or is he the odd man out? And the people, all of y'all watching, y'all can chime in about that too. I'll plug it in. What do you think?
So the thing about Ivey is it's not just because of his draft status, right? Don't you think he's like too overqualified to be coming off the bench?
Yeah, but at the 6-man, no, because I feel like he has offensive punch. You know what I mean? Like I know what I see from him when he's playing alongside Duran. Like when Cade goes down, we're like a totally different team. So yes, he's overqualified in a sense. Like a team can be built around him, but there are still pieces of his game that he needs to put together, or maybe just everything needs to be curated around him. I don't. Maybe he doesn't work with Cade, but I think they actually can work because he's a change of pace. Like if we get rid of Ivy, I think we'll be slow as hell in transition outside of Asar. You know what I mean? So
I
Ivy
mean,
is that player for me that's like, oh yeah, still, and he's already down there. You know what I mean? It's just like
right.
just beam it to him. So yeah, I
The
don't.
thing is, especially when you're a young player,
Yeah.
on your rookie deal,
Mm,
you haven't made the big money yet. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of the reason why I say that is a lot of those young players, they want minutes, because if their minutes, their playing time is suppressed, that suppresses, right, like how
Yeah.
much they can make on, an extension or on the open market. So I mean, like, I'm cool. Like, I think that's a great idea. Is he cool with the idea of being like a full-time
See, but
super six man? I
then
don't know, right?
who's the true two then?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get into that. But you're asking me about your initial question, though. The reason why I asked that was
Mason, Miami Mason in the comments.
nice, nice. What do you say?
He said, what is the number one thing Ivy should be improving this offseason? Oh yeah,
Mm,
I'm rooting for Ivy too, Hal. He's got too many roots here. But go ahead. What
okay.
should he be improving? Other than his ball
Well,
handling? A little bit.
he has a reputation for being a bad shooter, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
From
Okay.
three.
And if you just look at his raw average, 33.6% from three.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, here, I did a little bit more homework, right?
Uh-oh.
On movement threes, right? So off motion, not simply spotting up, 44%. If he shoots from the right corner, 45%.
Oh, we doing hot
Right?
spots.
If
Okay.
he sit exactly from a
Mhm.
24-foot three-pointer, 34%. Above the break, 34%. Even if you want to go into his mid-range numbers,
Mhm.
15 to 19 feet, 41%, right? If he pulls up from 15 to 19 feet, also 41%. And if
Yeah.
he steps back on a two-pointer, even if he's taking the longest two-pointer like allowed,
Yeah.
it's 55%.
Well, we're not
What
getting rid
this
of
said,
so I don't want to hear
if
nobody
I can
talking about
find these
getting rid of him
numbers,
anymore.
if I can find these numbers, I'm pretty damn sure Fred Vincent has already seen them too. I don't think he's necessary. And again, as someone I've been very critical of him, I don't think he's a bad shooter. I think he
No,
needs more discipline on his shot selection.
I don't even think
And
it's that.
no, I think it is.
I think it's Monty damn Williams. Like he threw your confidence is everything in basketball. Like Steve Kerr came to the Warriors and did what to him? You know what I mean? Becky Hammond went to the Las Vegas Aces, and Kia Stokes is shooting. For anybody that knows what's going on in the WNBA, she's shooting threes. You know what I mean? Like, and she's a center. Like your coach instills the things into you that you need to have or that they may see in you and bring it out. It's just like, oh, you got the green light, go ahead and do it. And then the more that you do it, repetition, the more practice makes perfect.
Mhm.
So if you're not allowing him to even have a starting position, then when he's in the game, you're not curating any of the offense around him. He just out there looking clueless. He'll drop 16 today, but then he might drop 6 tomorrow. And it's because of Monty Williams. Shout out to Monty, whatever. I know. Thank you for your time, but we got to see. If anything, if I'm gonna take something from Monty, we got to see what not to do now. You know what I mean? Because I seen Ivy while Cade was hurt. I watched him. Him and Duran were crazy together. You know what I mean? Like Cade's not in the picture of Ivy screaming and Duran muscling up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a moment, and it's a moment for a reason, and it's because Ivy is capable. You know what I mean? And then like MB said, like Ivy's trajectory is higher. You know what I mean? So is he overqualified? Yes. Me, like the ceiling I have for him is I wish he could become Dwayne Wade. You know what I mean? Like get a little, maybe because Wade wasn't so great I won't say he wasn't good from MIDI because he was like kind of artsy with what he does. You know what I mean? And hey, I just if Fred Vincent can jump Ivy's what is it? Because his overall 3-point is what 33.6. You said right?
Yes.
So if he just hikes that up, 3 to 5%, then I was fine with him the way he was, because sometimes
Even
you have
again,
to get the ball in a certain type of rhythm as well. Like Cade has a rhythm. Like he's he's way good catch and shoot. I wonder what his numbers would be I don't know what you looking at if you can see it, but Cade is really good catch and shoot. I didn't see
yeah.
Ivey taking too many rhythm shots last year. You know what I mean? So, and then when he finally did get a three and he took it, especially in Detroit, like when he make it, we was hype. We in the arena, hype as hell. But when he misses, just like, damn, we can't wait till he start making threes, and eventually he will. I think this upcoming season he's gonna be making it. You know what I mean? And it's gonna affect a lot more on the floor. If his handle is tighter, then we're looking at a totally different team, because the things that you were calling out is basically what he needs to improve upon, like they asked. You know what I mean? So hey, he tighten his handle, he get a better better point guard vision on the floor. Maybe he is the alternate guard. You know what I mean? And then that adds another element, like you saying about Malik Beasley, where Malik can get somebody into their spots, just not even having to have the ball. You know what I mean? Ivey can become that as well. It's just we got to give it a little bit more time. And then I'll say this last thing, I'll let you go. We had Casey for a year. We had Monty for a year. We're about to have JB Bickerstaff. So they've seen different coaches for the last 3 years. Nothing's been cemented. Hopefully they let JB just rock this whole contract out. Let's see what you got. Like we mentioned in the other pod, it's aligned with Cade's timeline. So let's see what you got. We'll give it to year 4.
Yeah.
And if you don't have two, at least, I don't know, I guess miss this play-in this year, playoff. I'm tired of losing. But the next 2 to 3 seasons, we need to be in there, like top of the play-in, but playoffs. You know what I mean? It's too many teams about to fall off for us to have an excuse.
I mean, yes, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And no, I think you're absolutely right. And I think that's all part of player development, skill development.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess it definitely ties to what everything that both you and I are saying. I think though. That's a far drop off, right? Like if he can be that, again, that's either league average, if not above average at those hot spots, right?
Yeah.
Meaning that, again, he just needs to be a little bit more judicious with his shot selection. What I will say is then what is leading him to taking those poor shots? I think that's what you said, right? Poor handle, right? Then having to force it to put up an errant shot. Or like I said, if he is now being exclusively the point guard, which he probably shouldn't. I think that's the thing. He's never playing, other than playing with Cade, but usually when he comes in, they play for a little bit together and then Cade sits, right? There's too many stretches where he's playing exclusively at point. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
That if the initial look isn't open, then it becomes really stagnant. Usually it's either him or someone else is just kind of hoisting up some kind of contested shot. So that's what I'm saying, right? Those numbers look a lot prettier if he's getting a steady diet. And as you said, right? If you are going to your hotspots, then you're probably getting into a rhythm a lot sooner, Yeah. So, I mean, I think that it's not just Beasley, right? Even if it's Tobias, and I don't care. I get some people's skepticism or cynicism about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you want it to come, and I mean, does he make you better? I mean, the simplest thing is yes. And isn't that not the goal? Right.
Yeah.
And again, that's the thing, right? It's guys who are thinking things through. Because again, yes, you're right. You could have gone out and gotten someone cheaper, but I mean, I think they're probably more one-dimensional,
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not really going to help. It's just death, but it's not playable death.
Or they're like the players. Who did the Lakers get from Miami from the season before that? Like who was going off for them? What is I forget his name, but they signed him. He was hurt most of the year. Who was it again? Somebody in the comments.
Oh, Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent. He doesn't fit. He didn't fit. And sometimes it's about having the player that actually fits in your system instead of, oh, look what he did over there. Yeah, but guess what? You don't have Eric Spoelstra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then as far as Ivey, I know Hal said he was saying shooters touch and scorers have touch. And then MB said also that JB Bickerstaff, he did his thing with Garland and Mitchell, and I'm critical about that. Like I'm not critical about JB per se, but I'm more of like I see the results that JB Bickerstaff put together with that combo with both of them. You know what I mean? Which is rare because they have two-man lineups with Garland, Allen, Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and to the point where they need to cut it in half, get rid of one. You know, one set of it. Bring in complementary players. I don't know who you keep. Well, they're keeping Donovan at this point, but I don't know. You know what I mean? We can talk other NBA teams another time, but let me reel it back in because I'll go off on all NBA in a second, but bringing it back to our guards, yeah. I mean, send that ass to Detroit, yeah. Send Jared Allen ass to Detroit, like please.
No.
I think Cade and Ivey can fit together. They can. You know what I mean? Like, because like I said, Cade is more calculated. He's more of he's probing you, and then he gonna pull up a shot on you. Yeah.
He's like very distinctly methodical in the way he plays. But I like it, especially in the half court. Like,
because it's like watching prime Paul Pierce, Luka, and it's somebody else I would always name when I brought it up. But then Ivey again is like the shotgun. So now if you got two shooters in the corners, you know what I mean? You got somebody let me not say on the wings, because basically it's not going to be a 5-out team, but you got Duran hovering somewhere around the block. You basically are spacing the floor to allow Ivey to do more of what he does anyway. He can get the ball off a screen, off ball screen somewhere and get going. That's going to open, you know what I mean? Like, we are in position to actually, with the Malik Beasley signing, with extending Fontecchio, and with Fred Vincent hopefully improving just the overall shooting of the entire team. Like, I pray to God. I don't know how many of y'all have seen he brought up Adrian Dantley. Yeah, let's go. Adrian Dantley.
Hell yeah, dude.
We traded for him and it was over from there. Well, hold on. Let me tap in with these comments. Oh yeah, Mason tapped in. Man, we appreciate y'all for watching. What Football Academy say? The team in the past has meant that these young guys are having to do more than necessary. With a better roster, there should come a more desirable shot diet. Yep, and less forced actions. Facts.
Exactly.
MB
and
said,
actually, just
I'm gonna just throw his in here real quick. What's interesting is just like last season, there's an overload of guards that makes me believe something is going down. I felt the same way. That's why I didn't really want to sign any guards. No more guards. Like, we needed. Paul Reed is available. And I don't know that, he might not be the greatest thing, but that's somebody you can sub in when Durant needs to come out. So,
see, again, I think he gets like a bad, like, it's all about, it's not like, oh my God, I think everyone's great. I just don't think everyone is as bad as they're made to look when it doesn't work out with the team. And it's not even that it didn't work out with the Sixers, right? That's a roster construction problem, right? Yeah. He is, I wouldn't even say a small ball 5. He's a speed 5. He's their up-tempo 5, right?
We can use that.
He ended up only being the only 5 on that team. That's not his fault. That's Daryl Morey's fault. Yeah. So you need, they wanted a big, more physical bruiser behind Embiid, which is now Drummond. Okay, you could have had that already. That's not his fault. Yeah, because I'm reading all the criticism of guys like Paul Reed, like, but he's not getting like those tough rebounds. Well, no shit, man. He's like 6'9". Right. He's going up against like 7-footers. What did you expect? Right. But he can outrun them. Right. Yeah. He can outrun him. You know what I'm saying? He can actually put the ball on the floor even too. So anyway, I do like that. But going back to what you're saying again, and what was it? Our friend over here.
You got the comments.
Just Football Academy. Yeah, I do. I totally agree. And as like what Football Academy and you were saying, right? Again, for the time being, I think with more reps, sure. I'm still skeptical that Ivey could ever be a full-time point guard, but his point guarding skills can improve. What he is basically the only actual good read he makes, in my opinion, right, is when he drives the lane hard, and if like the defense is collapsing on him, right? No, if the defense collapses on him, he is capable of whipping out a pass, right? Identifying an open shooter and whipping it, a pass to them. Yeah. In this case, unlike last season, ideally, the shooters that are camped out are more likely capable of actually making that 3. Yeah. Right? Yeah, I mean, in theory, you have Beasley, Hardaway Jr., Fontecchio out there, right? I mean,
yeah. When we got Fontecchio, the whole game just started changing for us. So shooters matter. Like, of course, this is a shooters league at this point, make or miss. But yeah, like, so imagine instead of Ivey and Osar and Livers bricking whenever he wasn't injured, and Killian after he got or before he got cut, and like just think about who Ivey had on the floor with him because he was coming off the bench. You know what I mean? So he didn't have nobody to work with. I mean, Sasser was good, at times, and he probably should have got a little bit more burn. Might as well had, especially if we just went on and made a decision on Killian during last summer instead of carrying it over, then still kind of flirting with it, then just to waive him. Like, so you let him start in front of Ivey. You let number 7 start a number 5 in front of number 5. Like, not that I want to compare their pick placement, but I mean, hell, who has better upside? We've seen what Ivey can do, and then compared to Killian Hayes, like Ivey showed up without Cade more than Killian did, and that's not a knock on Killian. He's a good facilitator, and I like his length on defense, but I'm starting Ivey. Why would you not? We just got done having him and Duran run for Casey. So I don't know. I just think last year can just be thrown away. It's just that's a COVID year. That shit just goes out the window. We can let it go and forget about it. Hopefully we make the playoffs and we can just cut it out.
That's something. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, going back to MB's comments, I agree. I think right now at this time, right on July 6, 2024, right? Yes, there currently is, I don't know if I'd say a logjam, but there is like a glut of guards. So perhaps, there is some kind of trade, not necessarily trade in the works, but they have the means to actually be an active participant, in kind of consolidating. Yeah. But even though he's not a guard, it kind of goes back to what you're saying, even of the guards you have, but like the forwards, like Fontecchio, right? Again, like last time you said, is he more of a 3? Is he more of a 4? I think relatively speaking, I look at him more of a power wing. He's more of a 4 to me. Yeah. And I think a lot of these guys, some of them might have to be more like matchup dependent, Yeah.
Unless we get another go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's like, for example, like, you could say Fontecchio, no, like he's too slow. He doesn't have the lateral quickness to keep up with guys on the wing. I don't disagree. However, he actually is a very proficient low post defender. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't back him down, right? And he can actually, right? He's pushing you. He's forcing you further away from the paint. Now, again, how often are guys going to post him up? I don't know, right? That might be matchup dependent. But I mean, hey, right? At least you have that option to go to, and he re-signed, meaning like he's, cool with whatever role
thank God
is given to him. Right. So, I mean, there's a lot more options, right? There's a lot more roster balance, I should say, right? Like lineup balance. There's more cohesion. So yeah. And again, like all these signings, are they going to somehow turn change the fortunes of the Pistons? Are they going to be the reason you guys shoot back up the standings? No, but they're definitely going to be a big reason why, right? Guys like Cade, Ivey, Duran, you're actually going to develop them and get them to maximize their potential. You see? So, I mean, that's the whole point, right? Those are the guys. Ideally, those are the guys who are supposed to be taking you, right? Far into the season. So we'll see. But what do we got?
We can have a discussion with the watchers because they going in. I don't really got too much more to add to that. Like
I was going to say
how y'all feel about the Beasley signing as well. But go ahead. You looking at the comments too?
Oh yeah. I mean, I know it's kind of like
I agree with the shooters.
It's kind of counterintuitive to the whole guard discussion. However,
constantly down by 12 is rush. Yeah, it is rushed and panic, especially if if it's late in the game. You know what I mean? Like fourth quarter, and you just trying to get something done. Like a lot of teams do, they try to start jacking up threes to try to cut the score quicker. You know what I mean? And then because there's not a lot of wasted clock as well too when you just come down the court, pull up a 3. So,
and that is why I like a guy like Tobias, right?
Yeah.
Some teams you say like, okay, this guy is just like in a world of his own. Like, is he even paying attention to game situation? I bring that up because he doesn't seem very flappable with regards to the looks he wants to get. You can say it's a bad thing, but other times, no. Coaches, right? Like there is a lot of value in having guys where you know what to expect. What I'm saying is it's like that, right?
Yeah.
You know, like if you like say it's like football, right? Even if like football, you're down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Tobias is the guy, right? Like he's the guy who's still willing to get like those tough 3 yards, right? And not like deviate from the run.
Is
you know
he?
What I'm saying?
Is he?
Yes. He's
Or is
still
he
going to
gonna
go to
drop?
his mid-range. You know he's going to go right to like that drop step and everything. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
come on.
critical of him. I'm critical
Pump fake, jab step, right?
Yeah.
Right? Or
y'all-
it's like I know his move, right? Right? It's like the ball fake, pump fake, right? Jab, right? And then,
He better not do that here. Not like that. He better move it quicker than that.
he's been in the league for how many years? He's so doing it, man.
Yeah, man. Damn that.
But again, at least, right? At least, like you said, like it's it's something. It's something. But no, what I was gonna say was again, obviously you're trying to build a team. You're not just trying to build value contracts, right? But
Yeah.
I say that because right. Why have I kept preaching that to not be so quick to trade away any of the Pistons' young bigs, right? It's again, right? Supply and demand. Yeah. Look how much, right? Even backup bigs got this offseason, right? Because again, there is more. They're being prioritized again, and there's just a lack of, like at least in this free agency class, there's a lack of bigs, right?
Yeah.
What there is a surplus is point guards.
Yeah.
And I know like actual real like point guards. And the other day you and I had a discussion about, right, should they actually pursue a backup true point guard? And I mean, there's still quite a list of guys available. So I was gonna say, like, do you like any of these guys available? Right? No particular order. Tyus Jones, Markelle Fultz.
I'm gonna say no.
No, okay.
Because I'm looking at the comments, like MB Wells, he mentioned Sasser, and Academy just mentioned Ron. We haven't talked about them. We do have Marcus Sasser. You know what I mean? So what are we gonna do with him? Like I like Sasser. He's speedy. He's and big. He seems like he's a big shot maker. You know what I mean? So I kind of like him for that reason as well. Like we haven't really utilized him at all because Monty was too busy putting Ivey on the bench, which set Sasser back more. It made him third string. You know what I mean? So I think we give our guards a chance right now, and then we worry about like looking for a guard through the trades or maybe the waiver wire. I think we just let this kind of, because we haven't had a chance to actually see what these players are going to be, what are they going to develop, and then go from there, as opposed to, we don't have it right now, so let's bring it in. Well, hell, let him develop it. You know what I mean? Hell, go get Derrick Rose and tell him we're going to sit him at the bench again. But, hey, you go get over there with Ivey and Sasser and teach him all the stuff that you was doing. You know what I mean? Like, somebody that can sit on the bench and that's cool with it. Like, we'll just pay you. Like, how much you want? You know what I mean? Because he probably, I mean, unless he pressed to win. Did he retire or was that fake? Was that fake this year that he retired?
Is he still under contract?
Go sign him as an assistant. Just we can go get a point guard or somebody that develops point guards, as opposed to trying to bring somebody in to play that role, because we got to get him a chance, man. You know what I mean? And then even MB said it. He said Sasser, Cade, Ivey, Beasley, THJ, and Holland. How are they going to divide the minutes of the guards? We have guards, and you even emphasize Ron Holland's ability to keep on moving the ball too, with that basketball IQ and the ability to read and react on the floor. So how's that gonna go? Like we got everything in place. So if we keep on saying, we need a point guard, or we need Chris Paul to just go on ahead and do it now, you know what I mean, and get injured at game 28, 0-28, and go from there. Like, just let these guys develop, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we're at that point. And Monty stunted their growth. And then I know Australia did say how do we feel Asar and Ron will be utilized in this new team? I'm interested to see how Asar will develop, because I think Fred Vincent, if he can get with him and do what he did with the Pelicans, improve his shooting immensely like that from, what was it, 23%? Am I right?
For who are we referring to?
Asar. Or it might have been 18.
18.3. Oh, well, yeah. So
yeah. So if we can get that to Ivey's number, shit. 33.6 or whatever. But if we can get it up higher than that, like if we can make Ausar 1 out of every 3, that I mean, I'll take that. It's better than 18%. That's like what, 1 out of every 10 or 2 out of every 10, almost 2 out of every 10. So I'll take that. And then I need to see what Holland looks like with Cade, the same way I needed to see and still need to see Ivey with Cade. I need to know who's starting. You know what I mean? Because is Holland coming off the bench or is Ivey going to come off the bench? One of them do have to be the sixth man. They have to. I can't sit Ausar because who's playing wing defense?
That's actually a question I wanted to get to. But before we do, just real quick, a little blurb here.
Yeah.
Woj is saying Sidney Lowe is joining JB Bickerstaff's coaching staff with the Pistons.
Okay.
Sidney Lowe has been an assistant of Bickerstaff going back to as recently as going back to Cleveland.
Okay.
So a little bit more, continuity, right, with his coaching staff. So there you go. All right.
Okay. Yeah, this was a perfect.
Not sure, like
live stream.
So that's nice. That's good.
They fed us news before we even got on.
Actually, that was something I wanted to just quickly discuss, or before we end for today.
Yeah.
As of right now, who do you think, or who would you have as the starting 5? Because I mean, yes, given that the nature of our entire conversation today, you can make a case for quite a few people, right?
I've long wanted Cade at the 3, but I'll save that for another day. We can have that as a conversation for later. We're gonna get to these comments too before we close out. We'll close out our part and then we're gonna have a discussion with y'all. But starting, I'm gonna give Ivey his respect, but Cade, I'm gonna have to go Ivey. I can't go Holland over Ivey unless he just busting his ass at practice or something. You know what I mean? Like, here, play 1-on-1. Or, white team over here, blue team over here, and he's just washing Ivey. Then we can have a discussion and Ivey might have to be 6 man. Until then, Holland might be the 6 man, depending on THJ and Malik Beasley, where they get in. Because I don't know. Malik Beasley is coming from playing 28 minutes a game. Is he going to play 28 minutes for the Pistons? You know what I mean? Is that off the bench?
Mm-hmm.
Is that staggered? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how with our youth hit that 28 to almost 30 minutes fits, because I don't know. We in order to develop those guys need minutes. So I'm gonna go Cade, Ivey, Ausar. I mean, for now, I guess Fontecchio and Duran, or let me see. Yeah, Fontecchio and Duran, to start. That's just today, right now, without seeing Ron Holland play any summer league games yet, without any training camp done, like right now, today, this moment, yeah, that would probably be the lineup. And the only one thing that I may change is put Ausar. No, I would put Malik Beasley in at the 3 and let Ausar come in with Ivey. And then we'll just have to suffer on defense to an extent. You know what I mean? For a minute, and then start staggering quickly, like probably 7-6 minutes. Yeah. About at the 7 or 6 minute mark, depending on what the matchups are, game to game, early, you know what I mean, in the season.
Fun.
But, yeah. I mean, we don't.
It's fun.
I don't really have and that's not a cemented lineup, because we can roll the dice, and I got another lineup.
Well, for me, there's only 3 guys that are in the lineup no matter what. Cade, Tobias, and Duran.
Tobias Harris is on this team.
You didn't say Tobias? Oh,
no.
I guess I just okay. All right. No, he's starting. He's definitely starting, and he should start.
We have good Lord. We got a lot of players.
So
yeah,
I mean, okay.
Be a trade. Like, who said that? Was it MB? Yeah. How's it? Yeah, we got
for now. Yeah, for now, man.
I smell a really hurting trade.
I mean,
I smell a
right.
trade.
Who you start with and who you close with are 2 different things. Like I said, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be somewhat matchup dependent. I would think, not just because of seniority. I think there is a meritocracy. By all accounts, Jaden Ivey does work hard. So I'm with you. Even though I have, again, not skepticism, but like just again, I hesitate in terms of playing Cade and Ivey in long stretches together. But starting a game and then like one of them subs out first, right? Split them up. I guess opening night starting 5, I would go 1 through 5. I'm like OCD like that. I always have to list things 1 through 5.
No, that's cool.
Cade, Ivey,
Okay.
Ron at 3,
Tobias.
Tobias at the 4, Durant at the 5.
I like
now,
that.
if we want a defensive, remember what you said? I need a guy I need a one fucking stop. I need one fucking stop.
Yeah.
Take out, no offense to Ivey, take him out, switch Holland to the 3, bring in Asar. Right.
Ooh, where? At the 2?
Or 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. We're talking about defense. If I need like an all defense lineup, right? As much as people question Ron Holland's shooting, he has been like 38% on catch and shoot.
I'll take
right.
That.
If that's your concern, it's not like he's gonna be the alpha scorer like right off the bat as a rookie. Yeah. So, right again, I want his defense. I want his passing. So, yeah.
Okay, so let's get in our comments because they going in.
Kawhi.
I agree. I agree with MB. He said, I guess a 14-win season is a byproduct. Yeah, and then Monty, throw Monty on top of that. MB is like, oh yeah, what are we gonna? And then Monty's just, yeah, what are we? And playing a damn bench, like extra extended minutes against everybody's other stagger units. Like, come on, bro. Like, you got to make a better decision than that. He also noted that Sydney was a pure point guard, the assistant coach we got. You know anything about him? Because I know you got scouting chops. Anything more about Sydney?
My understanding, I know that when to he was
saying when he was a guard coach too. He was a pure point guard, right? So yeah.
My understanding was he wasn't like the lead assistant. He was more of like he sits in the front row, meaning like, right, you're one of like the top assistants.
Yeah.
So he was, the blanket statement or the blanket title is player development. Right. I believe, going back to his own playing experience, yes, he works with player development, like skill development with guards. So, right. Okay. Hello, Ivey, Sasser, your ball handling, right? Your actual handles, right? Yeah. Then you watch film, look at your reads, but at least he's helping them, just like the big men coach, right? Helping you with like your post moves and stuff like that. Yeah. Your rotations and stuff like that. So that is my understanding of what he did in Cleveland. I'm not sure if there were other responsibilities, like if he was actually like, because some assistants actually do kind of already have like the rotation set based on like matchup, from game to game. I don't know if he did any of that, but at least, yes, at the very least, player development, we need that, right? Ron H reminds me of Kawhi
Leonard. That's a
let's put a
that's
again,
a hot ass take.
Hal, if you happen to tune in to our last episode, I'm on the record. I say this is a good way. I see a lot of Andre Iguodala in Ron Holland. Like
he
really does.
Guy, so he could play D like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I stand by what I said the other day. I rewatched our episode. I do think he's one of the most athletic, if not the most athletic guy, functionally athletic at the very least in this draft class.
Okay, all right.
Because he has the skills to actually use them, to use that athleticism in game. So this guy's so I don't think that's. I would say that's like his ideal outcome. Ideally, not as injured as Kawhi, but
that would be amazing.
So
become Kawhi from mid range too, play the D and be midi. Ooh, with good Lord. And Truth Teller, what's up, Truth Teller? What do you say? Cade, Ivey, Fontecchio. So he did a starting lineup. Cade, Ivey, Fontecchio, Harris, Duran. I think that was. Oh, okay. He said Fontecchio. That's the difference in his lineup.
Yeah, I don't.
He replaced Holland with Fontecchio from your lineup. Again,
I'd be a little nervous about that.
It's about development.
Yeah.
You bench Ivey again, you will hurt his. That's facts because we got to figure out what we're getting from him, and then we can go from there. Like if we don't like the fit, then I do not want to trade Ivey. Let me make that clear to y'all. Y'all see the Pistons jersey behind me. I love Ivey. I love Ivey. He has roots here. His mother played for the Detroit Shock. I think it's his grandfather played for the Lions, something like that. And just because I just like watching him. Like once I heard the name, I already knew. And once I knew who his mother was, Niel, so I'm just like, hey, bring him to Detroit. Then he forced his way here. So it's something about him. It's not many players in the league like, I want to go to Detroit. I want to be in Detroit. So with him wanting to be here, I got to have him here. You know what I mean? Like you can't put that in nobody. You can't. How many players say, oh, I want to go to Detroit? That you know of over in all of your time being a basketball fan, and we talking some decades here for both of us. I can't.
I mean, you guys have good pizza. I mean, you know.
Yeah, we do. That
So,
deep dish.
yeah, dude. So I mean,
But man, what do you say? Pistons got to steal with Holland. Yeah, I'm hoping so. Ron is gonna be sensational. I'm loving that everybody's so high on him. Like, okay,
you
all
are
right,
right, Savant.
let me look
You know,
forward.
I forced MJ to watch a lot of Ron Holland films.
Yeah, and then I got impressed. Oh, and then he drops out. So yeah, y'all keep on going in, man. Like I don't know. I gotta do some more Ron Holland homework. I think I need to watch some actual games, like instead of highlights, because I need to see him up and down the floor. I need to see him in situations and whatnot. Like I actually, when we get done with this, hold on, I'm about to plug him back in. When I get done watching this and I go shower, I go grab my food. I do need to watch the W game because I cover W stuff too. But I'm gonna definitely get up on some Ron Holland and I need to watch actual Ron Holland game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go watch game film, like not just highlights, because all I seen is highlights. The highlights was impressive, and I'm talking to you too, Con. I'm talking to them and you, but because you're high on Ron Holland, they're high on Ron Holland. Are y'all from Detroit? Like, where y'all from? Watching, if y'all don't mind me asking. But yeah, I just need to go watch more because I'll admit I didn't catch too much of the league, G League Ignite, and I didn't catch too much of the college this year.
I actually put together, you know what? Maybe we'll post it on our YouTube channel. Add some music. No. I put together. I put together. Okay, I put together a compilation of just Ron Holland passing. Because everything they're going to show you, right, on draft night, right, all they're going to show you is like all the cool dunks, right, and like the pull-up threes in transition. No. See everything, and then when he makes the pass, just keep your eye on Ron Holland. Look at his movement and how he's already creating the secondary or the tertiary passes. Sky's the limit, The IQ's all there. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, man, shout out to y'all. They going in. What do you say? Oh yeah, the only mention is when Detroit, when a player says, "I had my best workout. I thought they were gonna draft me." Man, don't break my heart. Who was that? Was it Halliburton that said that too? I know Mitchell. Who else? Did Devin Booker have a Detroit Pistons shirt on and we missed him? Man, that's heartbreaking. The SVG days, like that hurts me. Cali, Savannah and Cali with you though, Con. That's what's up.
Oh hell yeah!
Forced to take tough shots with Ignite. Yeah, and I gotta go watch them Ignite games.
If you haven't already, please subscribe so you can keep joining us.
Subscribe, yeah, and
on these things.
Get us in that algorithm.
But actually, you just brought up SVG, man.
MB from DC. Shout out to DC.
I'm not even making fun of Stanley Johnson. I like Stanley Johnson.
No, not Stanley Johnson.
He's taking his career over to, I believe, Germany. It's pretty cool. I'm excited for him. Okay. Well, because when there's less space, his game I think would thrive with less pace and space. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a good half-court player. Yeah. So,
he is.
All things considered. And actually Sekou also just recently got signed.
He brought up Sekou.
Sekou Demboya. I told you, right? I'm Cali, but I'm glad that you all embraced me as one of your own because I do like the Pistons, right? I do follow.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody coming in here too. You, of course, you kind, but Savant, MB from DC. How were you from, fam? Get at us. What up, Holder? Yo. We enjoy y'all coming here, man, but I need to take a shower. I'm still fresh from work, y'all. Like, I still have on a stanky ass dry suit. If y'all can throw us some questions, I'll spend some more time. Y'all got some real good questions. Y'all want to hear something? Oh yeah, Beasley, yeah. But other than that, throw a question out there within the next minute, or it's time to get wet.
I will just say before we go, we'll definitely get back on as soon as Trajan Landon makes another signing or trade. We'll be sure to hop on and you can join us. We'll give you a little heads up. No, I'm saying if they do.
No, I'm saying let's make sure before we close.
Like I said, there are a number of pretty appealing free agents left. And at a certain point, again, obviously you want to get some guys for need. So I like Paul Reed, but I mean, I'm sorry, like create an asset. Like if Fultz or Dinwiddie are just kind of chilling, just sign him anyway.
I don't know about Dinwiddie. He don't feel that.
Maybe not Dinwiddie. Like he's a minimum, but like Fultz, I would. Markelle.
Yeah, I love Markelle Fultz.
Because also, like you said, right, there could be a trade where like 3 guards go out for like one small forward.
And that's exactly
right?
what
So that's
Teller
why
just said.
you might
He
as well
said-
still sign another guard, right? To have on standby to then, so you never know, right?
Truth just said that. He said, "Do you think Detroit will get involved in one of these big trades?" Yep. Yeah, I do.
I would say like 99% yes. They
And
totally
who
will.
else? You know who else we didn't mention in this podcast? My guy,
Wendell Moore. Oh, no.
the heart,
What?
the dog of the team, Isaiah Stewart. We
Oh,
didn't even mention him being in the
No,
lineup.
he's
or
not
no
going
shit.
anywhere.
He can't go. He better not go nowhere. He ready to throw hands. I need him here. I need that fear on the court. That's like, hey, don't. He was about to run up on LeBron. Don't do it. Russ was over there with his hands like this, blocking in, ready to fight at the same time.
Dude, that's authentic, man.
Yeah,
That's authentic. You and I are on the same page, man. It's not that we like necessarily need fighting in game, but I want like authentic, physicality. I want authentic tenacity. He brings it, right?
Yeah.
It's not for show. There's no fake hustle.
Yeah.
Right. I like guys like that.
And then he plays tough against whoever's ruffled his feathers or that he's had an issue with in the past, or like when he sees LeBron, he's like bodying LeBron, like, no, you ain't
that wasn't fake. Hold me back.
No,
that was like they literally had to fucking hold him back, or he was about to like clock LeBron, man.
The floor, if you didn't show the crowd and you looked at the floor and you probably put it side by side with the Malice at the Palace, it might have damn near looked the same, except nobody cleared nobody out.
Look out. Crowd, so. Well, look out before we go. Look out. We'll have some Ron Holland film. And actually, I also have some Bobby Clintman tape I'll share with you all. So, again, right, I think you have every right to be excited about both your rookies, so.
Yeah, before we close, though, MB said stay close. We are. Like, if I got to come from the phone, we started to do this morning while I was actually working.
Yeah, he actually wanted to go live while he was working. Yeah, so I told him not to.
I was ready. Just Football Academy. Yes, I agree. We need another center. We need to damn near look into boy that just dropped from Philly, Reed. And then, House at Langdon looking for deals for show, man. Appreciate y'all coming out, man, watching. Appreciate that. We make sure y'all follow us, but most importantly, forget the following shit. Like and subscribe this podcast. We're gonna leave it there. We appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. And as soon as something else pop off with Detroit, we will be here for sure. Because y'all been showing all the love.
In all likelihood,
my city been showing up. Everybody on the team been showing up. So yeah,
that's what's up. I mean, if a big trade league wide goes down, in all likelihood, we'll pop on here and just kind of discuss like its ramifications league wide. So
yeah. And if y'all throw comments on the videos, if y'all watch them again or something like that, or y'all just want us to talk about something, throw them in there because I'm gonna check them. I'm gonna check them, like them, respond, and we'll start making a docket instead of just we kind of just shooting the shit right now. But yeah, we'll dock it and we'll keep it moving with y'all too. Keep on tapping in with y'all. So y'all have a good night. Go get y'all some food and take a shower like I'm doing.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Have a great weekend, guys.